The Koalition.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gary A. Swaby, and I'm here with Mr. Jake James Lugo. How's it going, JJ?
I'm doing good, Gary. We got some Destiny 2 stuff to talk about.
Indeed. So, yeah, this show will be split into two segments. So, first of all, I'm just going to give my thoughts on Destiny 2 for the PC and, how that is. So, yeah, I was obviously sent the game, from Activision, and I actually wanted the game on PC this time around just to try it out and stuff. And I can confirm, I was a bit worried at first because sometimes when these high profile games come out on PC, sometimes they're plagued with issues and sometimes it's not a smooth launch and there's all sorts of problems. And there's a lot of patches and fixes that need to be issued before it runs how it's supposed to. But for the most part, Destiny 2 was completely fine. It was very satisfying, actually, a very pleasant installation. And, first time playing, it was a very smooth process. So the frame rate is consistent. I did notice when I first started to play that the cutscenes were 30 frames per second. So I thought it was going to be locked at 30. But when you actually get into the gameplay, the game engine and everything, the frame rate does go up to the maximum that your GPU can handle. Obviously, you can configure those settings and you can lock it, if you want to. But yeah, the frame rate actually went up to 60 for me. And it's completely smooth for the most part. The only thing is I did notice a dip when there was a lot of enemies on screen. There's some stages on Destiny where there are more enemies. There's like a lot of waves of enemies coming at you. And that's when it kind of dipped. But I think those dips were more the cause of the GPU that I'm running, because I'm running a GTX 770 and the recommended is actually GTX 970 and up. And if you're on AMD, the recommended is the Radeon R9 390. So yeah, if you're running those cards and up, it should be completely fine, and you should be able to, get a better maximum FPS rate, I think.
Let me
Um,
ask you, how was the controls for you on PC? Because when I played it, I thought that was interesting. It just reminded me of Counter-Strike.
yeah, the controls are fine. Obviously, you have an option between keyboard and mouse and controls. I opted for keyboard and mouse because it's what I'm more comfortable with, in terms of shooters on PC. So yeah, I'm running keyboard and mouse. It's completely fine. You have the options to key map whatever buttons you want. The only thing I'll say is that it could have been explained a little better how the chat system works and, joining with other players and stuff, because I kind of had to figure that out on my own, how to do that, because you have to go to like the social tab and then you have to kind of click around to see, which one of your friends are online, and then, try and get the fire team to set up and everything. So that took a bit of figuring out. Whereas I think if they just took like, few seconds just to explain, where that is, it would have been a lot easier. Because at first I didn't even know how to chat either. And obviously, if you're going to play PvP and, join a fire team, you need to know how to communicate with your players, if you don't have your headset and everything like that. So that's the only complication I had. Besides that, everything is pretty much straightforward. And if you've played FPS on PC, it's pretty much the same button layout as other shooters. So that's completely fine. Um, and once I was in a PvP match, that was completely fine too. So connecting with other players, there's no lag or anything like that. Everything just runs smooth. So yeah, I don't really have any major complaints with Destiny 2 on PC.
That's pretty cool.
Everything runs great. Obviously, storyline. I actually haven't beat the game yet, but so far I can say that the story is miles better than the first game. They put a lot of attention and detail into crafting this story and the characters and everything. There's a lot of humor as well that I appreciate, like the AI stuff. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, and everything looks beautiful. The graphics, the graphical quality, visuals, and everything, absolutely stunning. Top of the line. Obviously, if you have a better graphics card, you're going to get, more pixels out of that, and it's going to look beautiful on your display. But for what I have, it looks amazing as well. So yeah, I'm pretty much happy with Destiny 2 on PC. I think they did a great job. And I was worried about it because, sometimes when you hear big publishers are bringing their games to the PC, it doesn't transition the same way. It doesn't run as smoothly as it does on console because, there's a lot of tweaking to be done because people have different setups. But for the most part, Destiny 2 seems like it was handled correctly. So that's pretty much all I got to say about Destiny 2 on the PC.
Yeah,
Unless you have any questions.
I share some similar sentiments. I mean, when I played it a while back ago, when the PC version was first being shown, I felt very similar. It just reminded me, especially with PvP, because of the game type I was playing Countdown a lot. It reminded me straight up of Counter-Strike, with Destiny powers and stuff. But overall, I thought it looked pretty good from what I saw. So I'm glad to see that at least a lot of that has followed through over to the final release of the PC version.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Bungie did a great job with that, so definitely got to give them props. And I think it was really cool that they handle it through the Blizzard app as well, because all your updates are handled through that client, and it's just everything's just neat and tidy, like everything's in one place. So that's good. Instead of because if you use Steam, sometimes it's a bit clunky with all those different games and stuff. But Destiny 2 has a separate tab on the Blizzard app, and I really appreciated that. It's like its own little corner,
Nice.
its own little space. So I like that. And also another major thing for me is being able to switch between the Europe and America server. I think that's a great addition because then you can control your ping a lot more. Because what happens if you're forced to play with Americans in games, sometimes your ping is messed up and you have connection issues and stuff. But yeah, at least it's a choice. You can choose to play with Americans, or you can choose to stick to Europe. And obviously your ping is going to be a lot more consistent, a lot smoother, and everything. So that's good as well. But yeah, no gripes really with Destiny 2 on PC. I think it's great, and everybody should consider getting the game on PC if they want to.
Nice.